बहुत अच्छे podcast हो रहा है. I'm really enjoying it. It's a beautiful podcast, very big podcast, great podcast. Make this podcast great again. मैं अनिमेश को जाके thank you बोलेगा.
Good evening to everybody, and thanks Karishma for joining us today.
You're welcome.
We actually ran out of other friends, so we are now at and Rishabh, you've already met them once before. That's Avik. Today we are going to talk about social media, and that includes YouTube also. So, what are your thoughts on social media, Rishabh? A good thing or a bad thing?
I'm not that a big user of social media currently. एक time था जब when I started using social media, I think from Orkut, way back in time when started.
Who had an Orkut account back in the day? Please raise your hands.
I did.
Oh my God, we are ancient.
2009. I think it was 2009. I made an account.
You made an account in
and
2000.
Orkut.
And I will tell you a funny story.
In
Okay,
2009, they closed down or something. Orkut.
No, I was a
No.
late
2009
to
they didn't. They closed down like I think 3 years back or something.
Ha. It closed
Achha.
recently.
And, yeah.
Okay.
2009 we were just like Orkut kind of became the thing. 2009
Please.
it was quite big.
Please. 2009, I joined Facebook. I remember.
हाँ तो you are always
Yeah.
आगे ना वो
No. And I was one of the last guys in my college to actually come. And
अरे
that
नहीं
too-
भाई, I joined Facebook in 2011.
Arey, dude.
Yeah.
I did not consider you my friend back then. Okay. So I was.
So rude.
No, I'll tell you. Deepa was on Facebook before me. And I had a very pathetic experience on Orkut, and I was like, ये social media सब बेकार है, क्या करना है इसमें, ठीक है? And then Deepa was like, आप social media में Facebook में क्यों नहीं हो? And I was like, shit, even she's there, I should be there. ठीक है? तो उसके बाद I went and created an account in 2009. And I was like ancient. I considered myself to be like very, very late in joining Facebook. And Orkut, I guess, was at its heyday when in 2005, 6, 7.
नहीं because
No.
I had come to Kolkata from Sikkim and Sikkim में तो मेरा कोई account नहीं था. I was in a boarding, everybody knows that. So after I came here, that was in 2008-9, I made my first Orkut account.
But ठीक है ना, you
वो
were in
भी
arts
Lake
college,
Gardens
तो चलता है. But
आज कॉलेज में नहीं बनाया ना, लेक गार्डन्स में बनाया.
अच्छा.
ठीक है, ओके. हाँ, you engineering people पहले बनाओ.
So let's keep our answers very, very short and concise, like 4 words. Okay, so good thing or bad thing, Rishabh?
Yes, okay. First sentence is
Four
As
words
within-
over. Thanks for your views on that. So we'll
ए,
move.
नहीं अच्छा ठीक है. Another chance. Okay. You have to be balanced.
Okay, if suddenly today all social media websites vanish from the web, would you miss it? Would you regret the passing away of social media, or would you be like, chalega?
I will miss some friends.
Okay. Oh, Avik, what's your view on this?
I think it's a useful thing.
Okay, you miss it dearly.
It's a useful thing, but it's not that important in my life. Okay, so if it's there, it's fine. If it's not there, I'll substitute with something else. So
Like with what?
I mean,
With a new social media he creates.
basically, not every day I get the time to like go through news channels and go through every news articles.
Okay.
So I think like whatever, if something important happens, it's already there on Facebook and stuff. So So being on Facebook, I think like okay, on certain days I'm missing out reading Google News and stuff. I still get the important pieces of news. So I think that way it's quite useful. But then if it's not there, I can always log on to like, or I can go to Google News. I still kind of, if I want to connect with a particular friend, I'll like pick up my phone, or I'll send him a text. So that way I don't think connection wise, if social media goes missing, it's going to be a huge problem. Mm.
And Karishma?
Social media moderately good, moderately bad. Exactly 4 words, huh? But the thing is, like, I don't think we would miss it that much because we come from a time when we didn't have all this. Okay, so I guess we can go back to being without social media. Definitely we'll miss out on making new friends, or but then वो भी age चला गया ना कि you go online and then make random friends from different countries. That is gone. अभी there's no interest in doing that. You don't follow any random dude on Instagram or anything like that. So I don't think we will miss it much. But for the new generation, I can't say.
Yeah.
They're born with it.
True.
But I would if I so the new generation is kind of like Facebook is kind of slowly going out of fashion. Okay, the new generation is more on Instagram. I think Instagram, and I don't know which other
Snapchat.
media. So
Insta is old now.
Insta is also old.
TikTok,
So-
TikTok.
So yeah, so the new generation is not much on Facebook these days. Okay, they have a Facebook account, but they are not so much these days. I think the older generation, our parents' generation, they are kind of bulldozing into Facebook, and they are putting up sharing a lot of posts and stuff like that. And I mean, like especially the retired people. Okay, they somehow found a channel suddenly to I mean like speak about political affairs and stuff like that. I think.
I believe it's also because of them that we all ran out of Facebook. They came in, we just ran out. We were always like
Yeah.
Yeah.
looking over our shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was there.
So let's discuss briefly about what social media platforms we use and why we use, and where we are active the most and why we are not active on certain platforms. I guess the Facebook reason has already been given, but let's see if anybody has something else. Karishma, let's start with you.
Yeah, regarding Facebook, I'm still there. I mean, I have not totally deactivated my account because, again, as we said, we have a lot of friends there and we don't want to lose touch with a lot of them. But using it is a headache. Random news posts, and I don't know, nowadays Sikkim, especially if I talk about Sikkim, we have a lot of news channels in Sikkim, okay, where everybody is the editor-in-chief and they post random shit there. Then began my exodus from Facebook. After that, my mom is there. So now mostly I'm on Instagram, but rare posts here and there. I just follow cat pictures. I can't help it.
Yes, I've seen that. And I know you are active also on one other social media platform as well. You're forgetting Goodreads.
Oh,
Yeah.
story of my life.
Wait, how?
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of the good social media, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but also interestingly, Ishan and I met through Goodreads only. So,
Ah, nice.
so we got married now.
Yeah. Even for me, actually, logging into Facebook has become kind of a hassle because the interface has become so cluttered. So even if I have 200 friends on Facebook, when I log into it, the wall that I see, it's cluttered. Like the first, I guess, 30 stories, out of those, none will be from the people I actually know or care about or I would want to know. Like 20 of them would be just random things from different pages people have shared. Like, look, ये बहुत बेकार फंडा होता है. Like, so and so has commented on so and so.
Flying duck.
I don't give one flying duck about this so and so. And उसने कौन से तो cat video में comment किया है. I don't care.
Correct.
Facebook, I'm hardly there. I still have an account, but I don't do anything. And I post an update once in like 4-5 months, most probably. Yeah, and the mom is always the first person. Like even if in 3 or 4 months I have posted something, or maybe somebody tagged a photo of me somewhere, my mom, like before I find it out, mom will actually tell me, I saw a photo of yours on Facebook. And I'll be like, okay, acha. Maybe, okay, I don't know, maybe I'll have to see. So, and mom is like not always very proficient in knowing all the intricacies of Facebook and thing, right? So maybe I have been tagged and she would be thinking that I am the one uploading those photos, right? So she'll be like, yeah, you put your photo on Facebook. And I'll be like I have not put my photos since 2012 or 13. So what are you referring to? So anyway, so ये सब है. So
I'm not active. I don't know actually, to be honest. Like these days I have kind of lost interest in both of them, like Facebook and Instagram. Okay. Like I think every morning I use Facebook to wake up. Okay. So I like wake up and like open my eyes, scroll down my feed, like look for interesting bits, and that's it. But in general, I still sometimes project my work or put up my work on Facebook. Say for example, recently I started indulging in photography a bit. Okay. I was traveling a lot as well. So yeah, till recently I was putting up my photos both on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. Plus, I also like put up my paintings from time to time. So, but other than that, like I'm not so much these days. I'm not so interested in what other people are doing. Okay. So like whether they went somewhere or they're cooking somewhere, then they start suddenly learned how to cook, how to make pasta and all those things. So I'm not
Dalgona
that
coffee.
interested. Yeah, Dalgona coffee, the new thing. So I'm not so much interested in them.
Okay.
but
fair.
I know somebody posted lot of cooking videos or photos of someone in this chat.
Somebody is
भाई
making.
दीपा has overloaded Instagram with your cookie or bread और क्या क्या तुम बनाते रहते हो.
see,
What is this? What is this
Again,
sudden interest in cookies?
you have to differentiate the person who is uploading and the person who is being tagged. So I'm the person being tagged. Rishabh, your favorite social media platform and your preferences.
My favorite social media, if YouTube is included, definitely YouTube. It's like my life.
Yes.
मैं सुबह उठता हूँ, जब मैं काम पे जाता हूँ, काम कर रहा हूँ, काम से आ रहा हूँ, घर में कुछ मैं कुकिंग कर रहा हूँ, कुछ भी anything is going
Everything's on YouTube.
एक YouTube में एक वीडियो चलेगा या गाना चलेगा, something is going on YouTube, you know, just to keep me as a accompanying me कि मैं कुछ कर रहा हूँ तो I'm not bored. I'm
Yeah.
listening to something or something.
True.
So YouTube definitely. Facebook I hardly use also. Facebook is mostly I think maybe for remembering birthdays. And
That is true. That's a good point.
I don't even use it for that.
Yeah. Facebook I hardly
You are a recent entrant into the world of Instagram.
Who?
Yes, actually I was resisting joining Instagram for a long time, but then I understood that if I have to keep in touch with people, the world has moved to Instagram. So that's why I am in Instagram now less than a year. I guess. And I
I'd
still-
been telling to Rishabh, ki see the platform, the social media platform, which is much more attuned to a person like you and like me, is Twitter. So I had been convincing him for some time to create an account on Twitter. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, so that तुम Twitter में account बनाओ, फिर मुझे follow करो. तुम्हारा ज्ञान
नहीं,
बढ़ेगा. But he
thing
made
is,
an account on
no,
Instagram.
नहीं, the thing is social नहीं Instagram because then I can थोड़ा सा be touch and see what people are doing, what we used Facebook for actually. But Twitter, okay, again I think social media is full of trolls and people who have no mind और मतलब they कुछ भी they comment, कुछ भी they say, the argument starts from आज बरसात होगा नहीं कि to India Pakistan ठीक है, So at those levels, I don't want to participate because it is so absurd and stupid. कि भाई मतलब I am lowering my IQ and intelligence by participating in those. तो इसलिए I avoid those things.
Yeah, that is
That's
true.
why you won't
Instagram
see-
is completely devoid of all those things.
Have you realized something? Twitter is not for us. Twitter is not for the let's say well-educated people. It is not. You just cannot go there and be civil.
That is true for some extent, but see, for example, I use Twitter only for to indulge in my love for history. So there are a lot of really awesome people, historians, and people who just like and love history, and they actually tweet a lot about a lot of stuff regarding on this subject matter. So I just go to Twitter to follow these guys and just like check out the things that they tweet about or those things. So I really love, and in those handles there's not too much of a bickering going on, so they are like below the radar things. So it is actually awesome, and Twitter also gives you one certain other advantage, the ability to communicate with people who otherwise would have never communicated with you. So for example, sometimes I'm not a very frequent reader of books, unlike Ishma here, but like once a year, if I have read a book and I really liked it, I sometimes find out the author on Twitter, and I just send them a message that yo, I went through your book and like very nice or whatever I have to say. And sometimes they actually hit you back. They reply back, and that's a huge. So I'm like a big fan of Michael Connelly. So he's an author. He's wrote a lot of thrillers and stuff. So once I read his book. There's a book called The Poet, and I loved it to bits. So after reading it, I just messaged him, and this was like way back in 2000. I don't remember, 2013, 12, somewhere down there. So I just messaged him on Twitter saying that, dude, like I just went through your book, it's awesome and something. And like he replied back. For me, it was like, oh, awesome. Like that is just like, for example, there's William Dalrymple, right? So he's an author, he's a historical author. And he's also very active on Twitter, and he retweets and writes and does a lot of stuff on Twitter. So I follow him, and time to time I sort of like I've exchanged some things with him, and he actually like replies back and communicates with you if you have something worthwhile to say. And that is just like fantastic. If you can interact with people you really admire, like that is something that is not available on other, like on YouTube. Until like if you reply to our podcast, I will get back to you. But this is not exactly true for many other YouTube channels, right? And Facebook, nobody's ever going to reply to you or like do anything. So in that way, Twitter is awesome. And I also know some people use Twitter only and I am guilty of that. Only once upon a time, I used Twitter only to reach out to companies to complain about services.
Yeah, that is one thing which is Twitter is useful for. Yeah.
Sheldon. Very, very Sheldon.
True. And I know one of my other friends is also there on Twitter, and he's like not at all active. But he becomes super active when there's any kind of business issue like a refund or anything like that. Like if you go through his profile, it's only like jitna sara companies hai complaints like SpiceJet, Indigo, like Zomato, like Big Basket, like Amazon, like maine some order kiya, saman nahi aaya. only the whole Twitter feed is just that, right? So that's hilarious. So yeah.
No, but
like,
to finish my point, one more social media platform which I use like quite a bit nowadays is Reddit. And the amount of shit is very less there. Okay? And point to point you join some groups and the discussion is more or less quite beneficial. So Reddit is one it's like saner social media platform comparatively to others.
Reddit is fun to read.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
Depending on which forum you
Trend
are.
you're following.
So do we have any particular incidents, funny, weird, tragic,
I
that we remember from social media? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I am very reluctant. I was always reluctant to join social media when they initially got famous. So that explains why I joined Instagram so late and everything so late. So I think I was in class 11. Everybody in my school had Orkut or whatever, and I was resisting. नहीं Orkut नहीं join कर क्या करेंगे नहीं ये I don't know why, but I was resisting a lot. But okay, then one girl which I kind of liked told me, "अरे आओ come to Orkut यार ये वो." I was still resisting, but then one day thought, okay, चलो let's join Orkut, ठीक है? And I was such a idiot. Generally, you put a profile picture, ठीक है? Profile picture is you looking in a cool pose or something, whatever. मेरे को वो idea नहीं था या पता नहीं, I didn't figure it out. So at that time, I thought कि you put picture of someone you like. ठीक है तो आई वॉज अ बिग फैन ऑफ एन एक्ट्रेस कॉल्ड ड्रू बैरीमोर एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम ठीक है एंड मेरा प्रोफाइल पिक था द एक्ट्रेस ड्रू बैरीमोर इन ऑर्कुट फॉर सम मंथ्स ठीक है and I got some questions like that girl also, "Arey tu why do you put Drew Barrymore, you generally put your photo." Well, no, I like her so I put a, and then I started getting random ladka log ka friend request or whatever that was at that point of time. And with time I realized, okay, this is like tragic in some sense, and then I think after 2 or 3 months I put my photo or something. So that was really now when I think of it I'm like ऐसे face palm movement है मेरा वो मैं initial social media start किया था ड्रू बैरी को picture लगा के.
But I think in the beginning, many of us put weird photos in.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my photos was me in a helmet.
Yeah, I remembered that.
I had a photo of a Korean actor on Facebook.
Actor or actress? Like,
Yeah, similar to me.
Okay, so
But it was not my first photo, huh?
Me, me and Animesh, we know a very interesting love story which blossomed on Facebook. Okay, I don't know.
Acha,
whether
by
we
the way,
should
Karishma,
talk about it
Karishma,
here.
before Avik starts, Avik is the love guru of this podcast. You bring any topic, he will link it to love
a love
story,
story.
girlfriend, romantic stories. ठीक है तुम
I'm a
बोलो कि
romantic at heart.
कुछ भी you bring Narendra Modi still bring love into it ठीक है
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
the story Avik is talking about actually happened with one of her very close friends. But before we go into that, what is is Orkut the earliest social media we have been on?
I think our generation, most of us, matlab our
I'm just talking about us four.
I was never in Yahoo Messenger. I used Omegle for a time, but I was never in Yahoo Messenger.
Rediff chat. There was something called Rediff chat, and
Yeah.
where
I
also
never
on
did that.
on Rediff chat you also could like strike up conversations with random people. Okay.
no
And
idea.
like you didn't have to like add anyone and stuff, and suddenly I was using Rediff chat a lot, okay, just to like text weird people all around, and suddenly this guy one day like burst in, "Hey, what's up, like how did you find me?" And "Oh, I found you, hey." And then he started sending me this like pictures of donkeys and all those things. Okay.
So basically, the basic version of memes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I invented it way back. And I also most probably hacked Avik's internet or something. So
Yeah, probably.
I don't remember. Anyways, so okay, so Yahoo Messenger used to be a thing, a big thing. Like people have got married after meeting on Yahoo Messenger. So okay, so which social media are you guys most active on? Just rank them 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's start with you, Karishma.
I think Goodreads, the most amount I use Goodreads always whenever I'm reading a book. It's actually like a marker for me, na. A book, tick, tick, tick करने के लिए. Then maybe YouTube. I listen to music half the time, and then Instagram. Always scrolling. Photos डालना is very rare, but yeah, scrolling is A1.
Avik?
I think Facebook, Instagram, and then Goodreads. Because
Okay.
YouTube, I don't really consider it as a social media thing because I don't really talk and put up anything on YouTube. So I use it as a video streaming slash
But
music
I
streaming channel.
I have a
So
query. जब वीडियो
yeah,
चल रहा होता है, do you read the comments?
They are actually very
sometimes,
funny.
sometimes.
And then there are people commenting who all is reading the comments as you see the video.
Yeah.
No. Hit like
Hit
if you
like.
like this,
Yeah.
or hit something if you like. ऐसे करके.
Hit like if you're watching it in 2020.
People have started now. Somebody will post hit like if you're watching in 2030 ऐसा कुछ भी.
What about you, Rishabh?
Okay, top is YouTube. Then I think it's WhatsApp, if WhatsApp can be considered because I am very active. I think Reddit and Instagram is tight for me because I'm new to Instagram, using it a bit more, but I think with time it will go down. And Reddit and Instagram same, and then comes Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, for me too, it will be YouTube at number 1. No mistake about it. Number 2 will be Twitter. And number 3 would be all the other
All the rest.
social media accounts where I have an account but I don't do anything. So it's like Facebook, Instagram, even actually Reddit also. Originally, social media was supposed for us as a medium where we could make friends. How often have you actually made a friend purely on social media? Like that friendship did not exist, but on social media you became friends. Has it ever happened?
For me, it has, but not on Facebook.
Where?
It happened on Orkut.
Okay.
There was this Pakistani guy called Farooq Alvi.
Anti-national,
Okay.
the chat,
Yeah.
बंद कर दो video.
I think we had some kind of like in standard 10 or something, we had some kind of a political group talking about Indian flag, stuff like that. Very immature political content. But anyway, and there was this guy who was like Pakistan, oh, we hate India, whatever. So for some reason, we started talking, or I started talking with this guy, Farooq Alvi. I think Onimesh started talking to him first. But anyway, so I started talking to him, and then after that, we kind of discovered we are very similar in a lot of ways. Okay, we like women. Okay, we.
You had to point that out.
अरे मेरे screen में prompt आ रहा है, Narendra Modi wants to know your location.
And this guy, he was telling me about his love problems and stuff like that. So we actually chatted quite a bit.
मतलब हो गया, देश को छोड़ो, तुम बोलो क्या सीन है भाई.
So I think that was interesting, and I think we became friends on Facebook as well when we kind of switched to Facebook. But now I'm not in touch with him anymore.
अरे send the video of this podcast when it's online.
To Farooq Alvi. I don't know whether he exists on Facebook anymore.
अरे just send him ना.
अरे कोई गलत फारूक अलवी को पहुंच गया.
See,
That's
Rishabh
also
finally
true.
joined Instagram. He might also have joined something. No, कुछ ना कुछ तो होगा.
Maybe I have to look. I have to look him up. I have to find him out. Yeah.
कुछ ना कुछ तो होगा.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good memories, eh? So you made a friend and then you lost the friend. Okay, so
Yeah.
any more sustainable friends have been made through social media?
No, I don't have a story. I am saying that nowadays it is considered bit creepy, and to मतलब randomly stranger को कुछ लिखो तो you get blocked first. Like I know some of my not friend का friend, they have some pictures of looking good, and then they try to hit on girls. Sometimes they're successful, ad हो जाता है. Those things do work out, but otherwise no, I don't add. And long time before, in college, I think second year or something, I was little bit active on Omegle, just looking for a fun chat. And one of the chats went very nice, and then I added one girl in Orkut. But after that, I have never met friends who I don't know in real life. So that is it.
Okay, I think my story would be first of all, first talk with Ishan was through Facebook, Messenger, and Goodreads. So that definitely we ended up getting married. But apart from that, also there's a girl on Instagram. She reads a lot of books and she keeps posting a lot of these book reviews and stuff. So I liked a few of her photos. She's a photographer also. So I texted her on Instagram like really nice, and I have this habit of calling everybody a ma'am. I found out she's younger to me, but then ma'am bol diya hai, but not an issue. So later on, when she had to come to Sikkim, she actually texted me and she took my help and all that. But I was in Kolkata at the time. I couldn't meet her, but I did guide her through Sikkim. So that was one.
Yeah, even I believe it's actually quite difficult to begin a friendship that way on any social media site without looking a little creepy and weird. But depending upon some common interests, you can actually become acquaintances even online.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have actually made a few acquaintances. So for example, at one point of time, I used to sort of update a little more on Facebook, and I used to post some photos of Kolkata that I took here and there. So people used to sometimes add me just due to the photos and stuff. And I also used to be on the lookout for people who can like let me in into some buildings which otherwise would not be accessible. So in during those times, I made one or two acquaintances that way, friends in social media parlance. So those are still there. I still know those people. They actually help me out once or twice in some situations. If I were to meet them in real life, yeah, we would have something to chat about and talk about. But yeah, it's only to a certain aspect, and it does not permeate through a person's entire personality, right? So but yeah, so I believe social media does have the capability to form these acquaintances, provided the motive is honest and you guys are interested in the same topics. And actually in some social media platforms, a more truthful friendship can form. And as days go by, I think Facebook and Instagram are the places which is the wrong place, because it's full of predatory behavior, right? So
Someday you should open up a girl's messenger and there are those hidden messages.
I know,
Open it and see. Oh,
I have a wife. She
yes.
shows me lots of stuff. So yeah. It's
Terrifying. It's terrifying.
like some of the messages I've seen, and I've been like, damn, like if somebody sends these kind of messages to me on a regular basis, like it will affect me. Like, and I'm like, I actually admire all girls, especially who are on social media and who don't let these things affect them at all. So like huge respect. Like I'm saying truthfully, like we as guys, we do not know like 80% of our social media. So like there are so many kind of weird people out there who will stop at nothing. So like बोलते हैं ना, like आंखें खोल दी, like every guy should have a sister or some female relative on social media, and they should actually know ki what things go on, and that should, I guess, help in guys become a little sober and becoming a little more gentleman on social media, and not like creepy outright weirdos. So
भयानक होता है ना.
वही भयानक होता है, like guys, well, I don't know how you guys मतलब, but I guess social media sites like Twitter and LinkedIn. Oh, I'm also slightly bit active on LinkedIn. We forgot about
We
LinkedIn.
forgot to
Yeah,
talk
me
about
too.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, so
But the thing is, even LinkedIn has become the same thing.
A problem with me for LinkedIn is now it has become a platform for, I don't know for you guys, but from what I see from my contacts, it has become a platform for boasting. I did this project with this. I got TCS का once in a lifetime medal. I got this. I published this. अरे इतना boasting भी क्यों, मतलब
Not just that, even LinkedIn has इसमें तो बहुत सारे memes वगैरह बन गए थे. तो there was a lot of content on LinkedIn itself on how LinkedIn has changed and has become a place where men are trying to connect with women.
Acha,
it's there.
this question only goes out to you, only you. Like as a woman, which platform has been sort of the most troublesome for you? Like just from that point of view, where you have been catcalled a number of times, or it's just plain harassment. Where do you get harassed the most?
See, first of all, this started way back when I was only using Facebook. So there was one thing I learned way early on: never comment, never comment. If you comment, if you come in the limelight, you are prone to any kind of flingings. Okay, anybody can throw a juta at you. I mean, it will be a virtual one, but it will still be there. So that's why you never see me comment on anything. I see a lot of posts, I like a lot of posts, but I never comment on them. That is just, there are times when you just want to speak out. You just want to say this is wrong, what you're saying is wrong, or maybe this is very right, you're doing very good. But the problem is that the moment you do, you come out, and it's terrifying to be out. I don't mean out of the closet or anything. I just mean like you come in the limelight, and it's horrifying.
So again,
And
so like,
I'd rather not.
so which one would you rate as a safe, where you feel much safer?
Goodreads.
Goodreads.
Best is Goodreads. There is, because everybody's only interested in books. Like you pointed out, if the interest is, if you form a social media around a particular interest, then people will be talking only about these things. So on Goodreads, you won't find people talking about anything other than books, and they'll discuss random kinds of books, but books, nothing else. So yeah, Goodreads is the safest so far.
We as guys, we feel safe everywhere.
True.
So
That sometimes in Facebook you like it has become a refuge for these people because you go on Facebook, then you read some of the comments from the people you had interacted in college and were good friends, like, "Oh my god, is he really speaking this or he's really commenting this? Matlab kaise, how did it happen?" Yeah.
Wait. It sort of breaks all those assumptions that you had about people, and now you can't look at them the same way. Like stuff these guys are spewing out on social media takes out any kind of respect that you might have held for them. And now if you actually come face to face, you cannot just get that same camaraderie back. Acha, so you guys have a story of meeting somebody you used to respect, but social media dekh ke sab respect nikal gaya?
I have an uncle who I knew quite well. I was not super close to, but he like recently joined Facebook and he came out to be very communal. Okay, extremely communal. Okay, like putting up anti-Muslim posts every other day.
I think
So
after
that-
the current government came, lot of people got exposed.
That is true. Yeah. So like I was really shocked, and I kind of like went back to my father and said like, okay, how are you like friends with this person? I mean, like his mentality is so narrow, and like he's so he's such a bigot. I mean bigot. Sorry, he's such a bigot.
Yeah, bigot. Huh?
So yeah, my father said, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like real life, he has a different personality. On social media, probably he has a different personality or something like that. Anyway, we don't talk about those things when we meet, so it's fine. But like I lost a lot of respect for that guy. I mean, like, yeah, like in person, he's a very fun, very reasonable person, and then on Facebook you see that side of him, you know.
True colours.
Does anybody actually use social media as like Avik already said that he does. So what about other guys? Do you actually look forward to social media as a source of news?
I do use Reddit for some stock options because I do stock market trading and stuff. And in Reddit, there's a very infamous group called Wall Street Bets. So they are very infamous. If you do a Google search, you will know why. But some of the times you get good stock ideas or some nice discussions of news which you don't know, but it has happened, and you get the information there, so you can move and sell or buy. So that is a good forum. And it's also funny. Like people are very genuinely funny there on some things, and you should go through that Reddit forum when Trump is speaking. My God, that is like, so when Trump is speaking, मेरा एक में live feed Trump का चल रहा है, एक जगह Reddit refresh हो रहा है. That is
What social media to use for what activity? तो क्या बोलेंगे? So like just one sentence. So Facebook, let's go one by one. Avik, Facebook, what is it used for primarily for you?
News and architectural magazine articles, I would say.
Okay. So, okay, instead of going to the architectural magazine, you go to the Facebook wala page.
Exactly. So I have to buy the magazines, right? So I get the articles for free there.
Okay,
So
good.
that way,
ठीक है.
that
Rishabh,
way it's nice.
what do you use Facebook for?
Remembering birthdays and group chats.
Okay, for a tool for birthdays and group chats. Okay, Karishma.
Some news, and most of the time when I'm bored, just like that. If I have no other work.
Okay. For me, Facebook is just a very advanced tool for spying.
For me, that is Instagram.
Actually, you know what? When you said what do you think social media is used for, and I asked you, right, for everybody or for us? Why I meant that was because I was going to reply matrimonials.
True, maybe.
People do a lot of research.
Matchmaking, I guess, yeah. नहीं मेरा भी अभी कभी कभी अचानक से होता है ना, like you remember something and suddenly अरे हाँ, I used to know that guy, what is up to? So I will not open Twitter or Instagram or anything. First impulse will be to open Facebook. I will put up
but they put nowadays first in Instagram, not in Facebook.
हाँ, अभी अगर मतलब इतना डेस्परेट हुआ कि मुझे इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए ही चाहिए, ये बंदा क्या कर रहा है, ये क्या खा रहा है, ये कहाँ नहा रहा है, then I will open up Instagram, of course.
तो हल्का फुल्का जानना है तो Facebook.
हाँ, Facebook is the place where I will start. हाँ, देख लूँगा, अच्छा he's working here, अच्छा he's in this city. Sometimes I have to I actually see these things कि कौन से शहर में है. पहले when I was a wedding photographer, I used to go here and there. तो कभी let me see, is there anybody in this city I can meet up with while I'm there? This type of I used to always go, and Facebook was the place where I did all those things. So nobody's on Twitter. Okay, Twitter.
I'm there but not active.
Achha, okay. So Twitter is my place where I go to get gyan. Just because I follow very gyani log, so it is where I go to get gyan. So who's on Instagram?
Yeah,
I
I'm
am.
on Instagram.
Okay, everybody's on Instagram then. So Karishma, Instagram for you, purpose.
There's a lot of history, what do you call, posts. I follow a lot of history posts, and also fashion, and there is one more thing, comedy. You have this Indian content influencers, what they're called. So some of them are damn good. So I follow a lot.
But mostly comedy and history. That's the preserve of Twitter.
There's a preserve of Twitter, but here you see it with the photographs. You see the photos, and then you see the whatever.
Okay. Instagram purpose, and why do you use it, Rishabh?
Instagram is the new Facebook, I can say, just to stay updated with other people.
Okay. Avik?
Oh, also that. All of my friends, because I was in Delhi for a long time, so lots of South Indian friends, all of them are on Instagram. So keep in touch through that.
Okay. Avik?
I think I would say good photos, because I think people, if they're on Instagram, they make an effort to click good photos and put them up. I don't know, from the very beginning, this was the tendency.
Yeah.
So I think I go there to look up photos and stuff.
I am on Instagram just for commercial purposes. पहले मुझे लगा Instagram is the in thing. It's like a photo based social media. So I was a photographer. Tab it was everybody was, you have to be on Instagram. You are a photographer. How can you be not on Instagram? You cannot afford to do that. So you have to be there. So इसलिए मैं बनाया, photos डालता था, wedding photographer था, and I also recognize कि ना wedding photography, any sort of photography के लिए Instagram is a godsend. So but then the photography business बंद कर दिया, then my account lies dormant. उसके बाद when I started off with my other with the photography gear business, then also photographers are on Instagram. So in order to reach out to those people, you have to be there on Instagram. So I'm again on Instagram, but otherwise there's no link. अंदर से कोई लिंक नहीं है, अंदर से it's just very superficial. It's very superficial.
It depends on sorry to cut you in between. It also depends. Like as a freelancer, I have to be on LinkedIn, right?
Right.
And I have to follow a lot of people, and
Right.
all I see is kachra. It's worse than Facebook sometimes.
We forgot one website which is not a very reliable source as of now. एक time पे था, but still sometimes you can follow it. Is Quora. Quora sometimes has good replies.
That is a very good point. I don't know how we missed that, but I am very active on Quora. I read Quora almost every single day. So,
But the problem with Quora algorithm is if one day by mistake you read Game of Thrones का shitty answer ना, उसके बाद से सारा shitty answers on your feed happen to me.
yeah, होता है, but I read it every day ना, तो मतलब एक दिन हाँ मैं पूरा Game of Thrones has happened with me. I've read Game of Thrones वाला चीज, and then 1 week तक वो लोग Game of Thrones का ही recommend करते रहेंगे. But ठीक है, मतलब the recommendation engine picks up quickly and like
Very fast.
हाँ very fast. So अभी जैसे it's my पूरा like 80% is like filled up with history का stuff, and 20% will be like a mix of cricket, cinema, and all of those things. So
I used to enjoy Quora a lot, but then जब से वो हुआ ना, and then I couldn't get it off my feed. Like यार छोड़ो अभी छोड़ो. So for the moment I've given it a rest.
TikTok. Anybody is active on TikTok?
I don't have an account.
अरे भाई my hair anyway looks bad. उसमें मैं style मारने जाऊंगा तो I don't know what.
I
I'm
know.
big fan of TikTok users. Those hairstyles. मतलब उसको देख के मैं 5 मिनट हंस सकता हूँ. The kind of hairstyles they put, ऐसे करके कुछ ऐसे ये वो.
ज़्यादा बोलो मत. A few days back, Karishma had a very TikTok friendly hairstyle.
हाँ उस टाइम रेड था. I had actual red hair by the way.
तो अगर पूरा blonde कर लेती, then एकदम you will be एकदम good for TikTok. मतलब the next big thing.
हाँ then I'll be like
So social media is serving its purpose. I can see that.
definitely.
And but it's also not quite what it was trumped up to be, I guess. So,
Also there's a lot of surveillance going on, no? So we are terrified of it. That has to be discussed.
Yeah, you cannot be so frank nowadays. That's true to an extent.
Like Facebook में recently there was this I don't remember where, but in the settings I had to go to a button and disable something that said Facebook will be looking at all your things even if it's not open. So I had to disable that. मतलब like how much अब कितना करोगे यार? कितना surveil करोगे हम लोग? What do you have left?
yeah, privacy concerns though, hey, that is also one of the reasons over the past few years, the amount of information that I share online over these social media platforms has reduced down to a trickle. Like I hardly upload photos or videos or anything of the sort of a private nature. Nothing.
And this is something that we need to make our parents understand, that post anything, everything, all the algorithms will point you in that direction only. I had to talk to my mom so much. I had to tell her ki if you like certain things about the opposition, like Sikkim wala I'm talking about, if you like something about the opposition, only that will come to your feed. If you like something about Modi, only that will come to your feed. Stop being so, and stop believing everything there is.
Yeah.
Right?
I have to also tell my mom a lot that garam pani पीने से corona virus जाता है. It's
नहीं.
not true.
नहीं.
WhatsApp में you have received it 10 times. Please stop preaching me that. That's not true.
And they believe everything. मतलब what can they do? They have lived in a generation where internet was
Yeah.
मतलब they saw it.
Yeah, and I think
being
it's
born.
new for them ना. So
हाँ.
they treat it as कि अच्छा ये reliable source of information है.
For them, it's
Cannot
like
differentiate between
the
fake.
printed word is the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
उस टाइप का हो गया है. But they don't realize कि anybody could have come up with this. Literally anybody.
Yeah.
So that's why the problem.
So social media initially when it came, it was much more refined and only people who needed it they went there, they used it. Then slowly it opened up to everybody, and when everybody using it, abuse is going to happen. And
Love story of TikTok.
what we did is we have refined our choices and preferences. That's why हम लोग इस ऐप को इसके लिए यूज करते हैं, इसको नहीं यूज करते हैं, because we have refined to our preferences और हम लोग का habits, and that's why now we know what to use, not to use. So this will continue in future also.
Good. Okay, so now before ending this podcast, the last thing that I would just like to discuss with all you guys is just name one social media that you are pretty certain nobody else has ever used and you are there on it. Maybe you're not active, but you are there.
For me, people know about this social media and I think they use it to a bit. I am little bit active, not that much, and that is Telegram.
Okay, Telegram. Okay. Telegram is a sort of messaging platform, but anyways, yeah.
Yeah, it's like WhatsApp
Yes.
with more encryption.
There was something that I was there and very few people were there on it and it went away also. Google Plus या क्या था उसका नाम?
Okay.
Google Plus.
मैं भी था लेकिन चला
Like
गया.
by mistake ऐसे प्रोफाइल वैसे ही बन जाता
I
था.
think I think they
And-
started it to like as a follow-up to Orkut or something.
पता
Because
नहीं,
Google
it
bought
was
Orkut.
there.
And then
Sometimes it used to open by itself and I used to watch. उसमें खाली Harry Potter था. By the way, nothing else I had followed. Harry Potter. तो मजा आता था.
अच्छा, Avik?
I once made an account in MySpace because
I
it was
also
very
made a-
popular,
MySpace?
very
Does it
popular in the
exist
US.
Still?
I yeah, that's the thing. Like I think I made an account and I never went back to it.
Yeah, MySpace
So,
was
I don't know.
actually for musicians.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
became
I
for
think
musicians.
Yeah,
I
with
made
MySpace.
I made an account when I was 18 or something. Okay, so I didn't have.
Yeah,
a
I
clue
also
what
made a
was it used
MySpace
for.
account, but there was not
But-
much activity, and also
Yeah.
there were relatively very few Indians there. It
And
was
the
very
weird part-
international for me that time.
And the weird part was almost all of us were like we took that 18 above 18 clause quite seriously. Most of us.
Yeah, I think.
Believe it or not, but even Orkut was only 18 plus. And and when I was on Orkut, my almost entire at least like my 60 to 80% of my class was on Orkut, and nobody was 18 plus. So,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
so even
Yeah,
Orkut.
I also gave the year of birth as 86 or 87.
Yeah,
something
we
like
had
that.
to. Yeah. Even
I
Orkut did
didn't-
not live to be 18 plus. So, ठीक है, चलता है.
Yeah.
I was the Sida wala, yeah. I gave proper.
No, for the rest of my accounts it's proper except in LinkedIn
Option
because
ही
I
नहीं था.
change it because
Option ही नहीं.
नहीं because LinkedIn में क्या है, तुम्हारा बर्थडे आने से फिर they publish it तो वो फिर सबका wishes I don't like that. You know, people looking at the birthday then
Yeah,
wishing
this-
me like
yeah,
नहीं चाहिए मेरे को.
Actually, that is what you use Facebook for.
नहीं I remember birthdays. I will tell you. I can tell you that I remember birthdays of close friends. Like अनिमेश का birthday मेरे को पता है. It's 90 ठीक है और मेरे को ऐसे करके बहुतों का बर्थडे पता है विच आई एम इन क्लोज कॉन्टैक्ट विद ठीक है बट या इफ लाइक समवन आई मेट इन कॉलेज उसका बर्थडे दिख गया एंड if I feel like wishing it I will, otherwise I don't, and if I also wish it I wish it in direct DMs.
I'm there on a few social networks actually, which I'm pretty sure very few people are there. One of them is called last.fm. So it monitors all the music that you listen to on your computer or on your mobile. Like the whole funda that it started off with, कि it will analyze your taste in music continuously and recommend you others who have similar taste. So you can now be friends with those people and you can mutually discover music together, or you can and discover new music actually. So at one point of time I was really into it and I was friends with people from Russia and from the Balkans and from US and like pretty much all throughout the world. Where if you're friends with a Russian guy, it will recommend you Russian music but of the genre that you prefer. So it becomes easier for you to discover good music which matches your taste from other regions of the world, and I loved it. But now it's like it has set up a lot of paywalls, so now it does not work exactly like that. I'm still there though, because I still go and keep checking out what kind of music these days I'm listening to, and it gives you lots of statistics regarding that. So I'm still there. So I've been there for a lot of years actually. So that is one. And then there's one more which is strictly for musicians only, and I became a member when I was interested in music, which is called Reverb Nation. So
Heard of
I
it.
heard of it.
yeah, so Reverb Nation, I'm there too. I was actually there on few more music-based social networks, but some of them I have ceased working. So yeah, there's another
Oh,
one.
in
Yeah.
that way, SoundCloud, is it
Yeah,
considered?
yeah. SoundCloud is
Yeah.
a
SoundCloud,
Then
yes.
I'm there.
social network. I'm there on SoundCloud as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I also listen to some podcasts in SoundCloud.
oh, acha. Okay, so yeah, so these are some of the थोड़ा सा हटके social media, social networks I'm on. So ठीक है, very nice talk. Thanks again everybody for joining us and telling us all about your secret social media sources. And hopefully, yeah, you remembered something.
Last question I wanted to ask: does
Okay,
anyone
then
have
go.
a secret profile on any of these things?
Nahin.
But generally, girls have those.
I know a person who has, but I'm right now looking at that person. So
Oh, all of us are looking at that person now.
but
जो सबसे चुप है.
and see there's no confirmation or nor is he denying. So no.
एक अकाउंट नहीं समझता, फेक अकाउंट नहीं.
Karishma, you should just make a account where you pretend to be a guy, like Rishabh did when he pretended to be a girl.
There is one account.
I did pretend to be.
No. Now I remember.
It was
there is one
construed as an
account.
attempt, though. Okay.
A friend of mine used to play Farmville a lot, okay? And he was like, life bhejo, ye bhejo, wo bhejo, Facebook wala Farmville. And what we did ultimately was we had a dog called Zion, okay? So uska ek profile ban gaya, Zion Benjamin Sangma. And I am
Is he Jewish dog?
नहीं so
Zion Benjamin मतलब और बचा क्या?
or Sangma because his owner was Monica, my friend Monica Sangma, so उसका नाम दे दिया and मुझे grandmother बना दिया, मंजरी को girlfriend बना दिया, okay? So that was one. And मेरा एक profile और बन गया था करिश्मा angry बोल के, simple करिश्मा angry.
Birds
and
नहीं
मेरे
था?
दोस्त के birthday पे नहीं करिश्मा
मैं वही बोल.
क्या नहीं था birds नहीं था. So yeah, that was, both of these accounts were created just for Farmville क्या बोलते हैं lives. That's it.
Okay.
Because I didn't want any of those to come to my profile क्योंकि clutter हो जाता था ना उस time Facebook हो जाए. तो
मैं तो गेम ही ब्लॉक कर दिया कि कोई भी रिक्वेस्ट नहीं भेज पाएगा.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. I like literally set aside half of my day एक बार बैठ के and I blocked each and every game that was being played on Facebook उस time. Like क्या नहीं sir, क्या नहीं था like.
माफिया वॉर्स ये सब
हाँ.
गेम
Candy Crush.
Yes.
Candy Crush तो अभी
Mafia
भी
Wars.
ये थोड़ी सी दुख भरी दास्तान तुमने याद दिला दी.
जाते जाते
जाते जाते. Social media crushes. Did any of us suffer from any social media crushes at any point of time? And did you do anything about it? Did you become a creepy person and send a friend request or a contact request?
I don't
I again know one person who did.
काफी सीक्वेंस बाहर आ रहे हैं आपके. आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे मिस्टर अविक?
There was somebody's face is becoming very red.
Yes, but this happened. All these things happened with Orkut. When I was below 18, I was not this mature. Okay.
एक कोर्ट केस नहीं है जो इतना तू सफाई दे. नहीं मैं 18 के नीचे था, मैं तो जुवेनाइल था, कुछ नहीं किया मैं.
ठीक है. And as I said, I think I had a thing for Pakistanis, and I think there was this Pakistani girl. I think she was the most beautiful girl in the world. Okay, fine. I wouldn't really mention her name, but she was very, very, very pretty. Okay, I did add her on Orkut. Of course, she didn't respond. Okay, And then I think I asked Onimesh to like, why is she not responding? What's her problem? Can you do some spying? And then I think he looked around a bit and he said like, dude, she doesn't really like Indians. I think that's why. And okay.
That's a very honest answer. He didn't take any effort to do any look around. He just said it on the तू बोला
Maybe,
बोल.
yeah, but yeah, I not recently, I think 3-4 years back, it just like came to my head that, oh, I used to like really have a crush on this girl, and then I checked her on Facebook, and now she's married with kids and stuff. So yeah, yeah.
For me, I have not a, I don't know. I like Nina Dobrev, and I follow her on Instagram like anything. I just
Who is
like
that?
her. She's this actress.
Yeah, I know,
girl.
but why you like an actor? अच्छा ठीक है, उसके ऊपर crush है.
मतलब she's so active and the personality ना जो उसका personality real life personality apart from Vampire Diaries जो she has very active, very fun loving, and I really like that about her.
वही मतलब नहीं क्रश बोल सकते हो. शी वॉज अ वेरी प्रिटी सीनियर फ्रॉम आवर स्कूल. हर कोड नेम वॉज हर्माइनी.
Hamid.
Hermione.
हर्माइनी फ्रॉम हैरी पॉटर.
अच्छा, okay, मेरे को please abuse me in the comment section. I didn't read Harry Potter.
इसको कुछ नहीं पता. गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स नहीं पता. हैरी पॉटर नहीं पता. पॉप कल्चर जीरो.
अरे
I think-
ठीक,
I
I know
think- I think-
Hermione.
I
I
think-
know those.
He was like 2 years senior and all those.
One
things.
year seriously. कि whatever 1 or 2 years senior.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
us.
she was really like small
हाँ.
and fair and
She was very
very very cute.
she was very petite, very fair, and very cute. Okay, so that was the
very
overriding
extremely
factor about her. Very cute. So not only me, like our entire group had a collective crush on her. So I remember, I think this is the only time when I have actually sought out one single person on a social media site, which was Orkut in this, and I added her. And in Orkut, you could send scraps or something. And in school, I had worked with her on something for some school ka function, something like that. So uska excuse leke something I had, and she used to go in my bus. In my school bus. So something uska kuch excuse leke, so not a total unknown person. So but still I wouldn't do that now. But us time I had gone and added her and then scrapped, sent her scraps or something, kuch hello, hi, kuch ganda sa chomu sa likh ke. And she responded, but I remember we had a talk and discussion and stuff. I remember that. But anyways, like
I also have a similar story. Matlab, I had, but of course I knew the person before adding. So I had this also crush in school, and of course she had a boyfriend or whatever. But we were good friends all. मेरा था crush था. तो when I initially joined Orkut, तो मेरे को हुआ कि अच्छा I will write her a testimonial kind of thing. ठीक है. तो I wrote her a testimonial, and then she also wrote a testimonial for me back. मैं इतना खुश that day. I was so happy. Oh, she wrote a testimonial for me, and
I actually have multiple stories to tell, but like I just,
Yeah, we
I
know,
just
we
told
know.
like one. I think I was a very creepy 18-year-old. So.
you still creepy. You are not evolved that much.
Abhik was going to say
अरे वो
one
कहानी
story.
बोलने
नहीं,
वाला था,
नहीं,
फिर
हो
वो
गया।
चुप हो गया, वो शर्मा गया, अरे नहीं इसके बाद
और-
तुम
और-
मेरे को पुलिस केस कर देंगे. अच्छा, by the way, I have a very funny story, but that is racist, sexist to the fullest. ठीक है, तो maybe Animesh you can edit it out. I am still saying it just for the sake of recording. That is what happened was very bad, but it's very funny in some sense. So when we were in class 11 na, so when you go from class 10 to 11, some people leave to other school, some people come from other school. ठीक है, so there was a group of friends who came to join art section, and अचानक से for 2-3 days we had the recess tiffin period or whatever. आधा क्लास मेरा वो आर्ट्स क्लास चला जाता था, वहाँ बाहर जस्ट खड़े होके लिटरली स्टॉक कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, एंड दे वुड कॉल मी. आई वाज लाइक क्या क्या कर रहे हो. नहीं, आई वुड नेवर गो. बट वन डे आई वाज आल्सो लाइक भाई आई वांट टू सी व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन. ठीक है, क्या चल रहा है. एंड देन आई वेंट. सो देयर वर 2 फ्रेंड्स. ठीक है, एंड okay, now the racist part comes. One was slightly darker, one was very very fair, and the girl I'm talking, I will not name her, but she even came in roadies. ठीक है, तो उसका रोडीज में एक सीजन में है वो. तो And the code name they gave after that was like the fair girl was called Poonam and the darker girl was called Amavas. And that was very racist. But yeah, in a way funny. And it was used like, अरे आज पूनम अमावस के साथ नहीं है, चल चल मिल के आते हैं. Something they used to talk like that. और अमावस है आज, अरे अमावस को बोला पूनम को ये बोल. So they wouldn't take name. It's literally like Poonam and Amavas.
So, Acha, nothing to do with social media, as I see this story.
Yeah, it's just funny story. Code name of girls है मेरे को याद. I said I should say.
So we should
You
just-
can cut and use it in some other podcast.
एक podcast करेंगे random funny stories. So this brings us to a close of this day's podcast about social media. And thanks again to everybody for participating and being so frank and honest and forthcoming in your answers. Hopefully you guys will like this and subscribe to us for our other episodes as well. And thanks again.
Comment
Bye-bye.
also on your social media stories.
कहाँ गया like share comment कहाँ गया हम लोग का handle
Subscribe.
कोई करेगा नहीं, बोल के फायदा ही नहीं है. मेरा वही चला गया. मैं सोचा बोलता हूँ लाइट से, तो क्या यार बोल के भी क्या होगा लाइक.
हम लोग का handle दे दो Instagram का.
ओके ऐसे करके बोलते
Next
हैं
of
कि just this once you can be creepy and add us. Click on subscribe.
and if we get enough subscribers, we'll make a video on YouTube versus TikTok.